Hello, up, well, and onwards here, and I got a bit of a different video for you this time. Quite different indeed, because while I was online the other day, looking on YouTube, mainly model videos, a couple of restoration ones and that, and I found something that was on IC82's channel, Will's channel, I should say, if he doesn't mind me saying his name. That actually caught my eye, and it was fitting tail lamps to a coach. I thought, oh yeah, should be good. And to my amazement, instead of it being something like, well, these white metal ones with a plastic coat on top of them, and actually can, yeah, these are tail lights. Oh, and the other ones, but instead it was a set of tail lamps, a tail light that actually lit up. And I thought, by God, that's bloody cool. So I figured I'd do a wee segment doing something similar. And I think I'll call the segment, I don't know, Wells Beach Workshop or something. I don't know. Still working on the name. But what to work the tail light on? Well, I'm sure something will come up. But, oh, wait. And no, it's not the Packet. The locomotive is pretty much irrelevant in the video for a change. So get that the heck out of the way. But this Mk1 BG here in Western Chocolate and Cream has such a light. It's done by Train Tech, and I think it's actually quite cool. The fact you have a nice wee tail light here that actually lights up, although with motion. Now, I even have the carriage light up strip, as well as batteries for it. They're old watch style batteries. As for the light strip, I may have to dig in my toolbox to find it. That would be if I did not already have it out. Now this is the coach light strip. Came off the Mk1 when I bought it second hand. Now, hopefully I grabbed the right battery. So it just slots in, and look at that, lights up. Now, these are activated by motion, which I really think is cool. And just checking to see if the other battery is good. Yep. I'm just going to replace the light for the tail lights, because I may fit the carriage light strip to maybe my auto coach here, because it would make sense, because it's got people in it. So yeah, I might do that. 2 for 1 will do. Fitting lights to the Mk1 BG, and well, refitting the battery for the tail lamp anyway, and fitting this light setup in the auto coach. Before I do any of which, I'll have to move the camera because it's on my seat. Back in a tick. Welcome back, and now you have a bird's eye view of my layout. Something that I rarely show. And well, I'm proud of my layout. If you're wondering what I'm looking for, it's just this. There goes a box. But it's actually just a bit of spare track I've lying around to just stabilize the jig. Right, there goes part of my sun blocker. There we go. Put it back in, and good as new. Right now, for working on the Mk1, before I even think of it, I'm going to need a container for the bits. A screwdriver. This one comes with interchangeable bits, so I got those. The flatheads are going to be coming in very handy when it comes to taking the body, and in the auto coach's case, roof off. Something to keep my first down. And I know in the background I got a train DVD going. I put mute on it so it doesn't interrupt. Oh, and most importantly, a nice surface to work on the carriage. This is just a clipboard, so it'll do. Now, first thing I'll do is take the bogies off. So let's just find the right screw, the right screw bit. Yeah, that'll do. Whoops. Now, normally someone would have like a loco crate or something like that. Sadly, I don't have anything like that. So it's just going to have to be me being very careful, but hang on. I believe my loco lift here would suffice. At least it'll stop the carriage rolling around like it just did. Now, I'll put the bogies into the container here, or just the side to it. And I'll put the screw back in here because I really don't want to lose these. Plus, it's not a structural support screw, so I can put it back. Now to remove the one on the other side. Easy, hang on a minute. I think I hit a cat, so hang on a sec. As I thought it was the cat, so back to doing the coach. Now I know the lighting is not great. In fact, my shadow is a bit of a hindrance, but I'm sure it will be okay. So put the bogies aside here. Put the bogie screw back in here so I know where it is. Buffer. Big fat fingers, little tiny screw. You can see where that will wind up. Alright. Okay. Now for the fun bit. And the body is held on by 3 screws. 1 in the center here, and 2 on each side just here. 1 each just here, basically. And that means having to move the coupler out of the way, which can be quite bothersome. So, I had them a second, here they are. So, with a trusty pair of tweezers, I'll just carefully remove the couplers, get those out of the way first. Now, I'm right-handed, so kind of used to doing things right-handed way, so here we go. There we go. There we go. Now just carefully move this out of the way, slide this up, and we get the exposed screw right here. This is where the screwdriver comes in, and it takes it out. There we go. Put the screw in the container, and that just springs back. Now I'll take out the middle one here. Now I'm just saying this out of experience, lining up the pieces when you're done is a bit of a job. Alright, the middle one. And finally the one over here. So slide that. Whoops, slipped. There we go. And there we go. That's the screws out. Now we can try and take the body up off. And I say try because it's a bit of a snug fit. So I'm just going to switch this very, very small flathead here to help me pry it. And right away we're getting it. There we go. There we go. That's one side. Now, I know there's this neat tool thing for unclipping coach bodies, but I don't have it, so bugger. There we go. There we go. Now that is off. Oh, I almost forgot to deattach one thing. The little cord bit that's on the end of the coach here. Whoops. Now we got the coach in pieces. Here we have the body and the interior, which that middle screw attaches to, as well as the other two screws. We have it right here. Now for that light strip, this was cut down quite crudely, I meant, but I like it better dark, because with such little windows to see through, it would be a bit silly. Now I'll just put these aside over here in front of the picket. Just double checking the camera angle, because it can be a bit wonky at times. Okay. Now, here we see the weight, the lead weight that's made to fit the body. That is glued into place, so I cannot touch it. And here we have the train tech light. So that's the piece itself. And I know I just unplugged it, so that means we can also take the light out, or the lantern out. Now, this is a quite nifty little bit. There's a high-low on here. I personally go low, but yeah, this is AL3 automatic consistent light, traintech.com. And that high-low is so nicely indicated on here. Bring it to the camera so I can show. You can just read that nicely. Crisp and clean. I like that. Now, just rip that old battery out and chuck it away somewhere. Has an indication of which side's what. Plus side on here, minus side on here, so slots right in. Jobs are good. Now, just to give an idea of how it looks, just plug it in there, and look at that. Straight away, it's on. Ain't that cool? Now, I really like how it's done. Put a battery out. Put a battery out for a moment while I hook it back in the correct way up, annoyingly, because sometimes you can mix and mash the way the light goes in. And for this bit, I have to really have it up to my face to see. Bother. And a stupid idea I had ages ago, I sadly admittedly fitted the back of the lamp with blue tack, of all things. Now, blue tack is what I call it here in NZ, but across the globe it could be known as sticky tack or whatever. There we are. Whoops! And what just dropped off the coach and onto my floor was part of the coupling rig. Namely, this bit. And I really hate it when that happens, because I really hate fitting the spring back on. Now the spring's what's needed to keep the coach coupler centered. And if I'm honest, it's a dog's dinner trying to fit it back on. Oh well. Someone's got to do it. And there, you little beggar. There we go. Now even thing I should have done before doing that is fit the spring back on it, which can be a bit fiddly. Okay, that's surprisingly easy for a change. Now just slot it in. Done. Now we fit the main piece back on the low set, so that way we can make sure the battery lasts a good long life. Last time I changed the battery was in almost a year ago, so hey, not doing too bad. Now I just got to slot it in here. There we go. Now for this bit you may need a pair of pliers to, especially needle nose, to hold the wires as you put the slot them back in. Okay. Now I take this point to grab the tweezers again and just run it along the wire in between the two wires to split them apart, because we do not want a short circuit. There we go. And the spring came out again. Bummer. Okay, at the moment I'll just grab the body here and do a rough fit of it, and yeah, it looks okay. Because this is what clamps the shell onto the frame. Now we'll just do a temporary test. Okay. Yep, that works. Now just fit the coupling setup back on, as it is starting to try my patience. There we go. There we go. And I stuffed it up. Bumper. God damn it. Now I know this is getting quite lengthy now. But actually stuffed the spring. It's starting to really try my patience. Now, just checking the time on the video. Okay, so we're getting pretty much halfway through. There we go. Now it fits. Good. And I'll just grab a bit of tape to hold it down till I fix it on properly. If I can remember where I put the dang tape. There we go. Just a tiny bit of sticky tape to hold the darn thing down. Okay. Now until I get the body on, I'm leaving it like that. Okay. Now then, fit the battery in, because this is where it gets tricky. Fit the battery in, light goes on, great. Body in the coach, or interior in the coach, slot that in, fits nice, good, good. Now the hard bit is trying to line it up, all up, so I just use these cocktail sticks, or toothpicks as some people say. But I'm going to use them to help me line the dang thing up. So here we go. Slotting in. Now, get this bit out of there. Ah, bother. It's not going in. That's a bummer. Maybe I have it in backwards. So go. Now it fits in with the bugger. I forgot the wire bit at the back here, so quickly grab the tweezers, and god damn it, noise in the background again. That just clicks in nicely, and right now the tape is working. It's holding the spring in place. Now just gotta check this side. Yeah, fits in. Satisfying clip. Now that's a satisfying click. Now just push that tail iron pin. Refit the cable. Then I put the wheels back on, and job's done. You gotta be careful what you do with these wires up here, because if you force them too much, you could break them. Yeah, that's okay. Now to line up the insides. Now it's quite inside here, so okay. So and god damn it, the odds as we can hear. Now I'll just quickly fit this center screw in the middle. Wrong tip. Alright. Now, almost done. Just got to fit these end ones in. Now, almost done with this, which I'm happy about. Oh, bother. The annoyance about doing something like this is you can't always get it right. But thankfully the Bachmann have put these nice slots here that not only guide the coupler back, but also make it easier to fit the screws in. There we go. Now that's better. Now I know the video is probably reaching the 20-minute mark now, and I'm not even having to look at the screen to tell. Actually, ooh, 24 minutes. Wow. Gone on a bit longer than I originally wanted. Whoops. Now for this end, so take the tape off. Move the screw. There we go. Now, it's a bit of a handful, this job, because you need about 6 fingers. A hand and 6 fingers, but there we go. That's fitted now. Now we can fit the body back on and get her on the rails again. And as you can see, that tail sitting there, bright as a lighthouse. I'll worry about how loose it is in a moment. Just got to refit these couplers. Now these are stepped couplers, but they still work very nicely. There we go. 1 and 2. Beautiful. Alright. I do believe I may have to do the light fitting of the auto coach in another video. But hopefully it goes well, because this one alone will take up time. There we go. Not too tight, but not too loose. Now we flip it around. Where's that loco lift? Now we do the same to this end. Now there's a little hole in these bogies, and I'm trying to figure out what those are for, but I think it's for a former coupler. Not too sure, and not sure I want to find out either. Alright, here we go. Beautiful. And here you go, one fully lit tail car. One tail light fitted British Railway Standard Mk1 BG in Great Western colours. Now I'll put that aside for now and call it an end to this video. Before I overdo it, because the auto coach will take time, but it will be in the next video, so stay tuned.